What is up everyone, Barricade here, and I'm bringing you guys something quite different for my channel. It's been a while since I've been posting Dragon Ball related content on my channel, and honestly, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, this type of series is one of my most favorite series of all time. I love Dragon Ball, and I love Dragon Ball, I love Dragon Ball Z, and I really like Dragon Ball Super in these last few episodes that came out. And I noticed I haven't been making too much content relating to Dragon Ball Z and anything like that, and I wanted to change that. And honestly, I've been kind of stumped on what to do, and someone really gave me a good idea for my channel, honestly. And a guy named Connor, I believe, commented on one of my DBZ related videos and told me, hey, do some Dragon Ball Super reviews, basically just talk about the new anime and just talk about the episodes themselves. And I thought that was honestly a really great idea. Thank you, Connor, for giving me that idea. And while it's not something I normally do with my channel, I thought, hey, I might as well try it out since I love Dragon Ball and I haven't been making Dragon Ball related content. So first off, I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super in the very first episode. This is going to be the first episode review and just my opinions, explain what happened in them, in the episodes, and just kind of just give my thoughts about the episode and what happened in them. So when it comes to, Dragon Ball Super, the first episode, started off with a general recap of what happened at the end of Z, Goku defeating Kid Buu, and, everything finally coming to peace. Then we get to see Goku now, what happened after that. And it shows Goku, he has this new job, he's like a farmer, and he's like doing something like that has something to do with farming. And he's just basically doing a boring and lame job that he constantly neglects to train and stuff, and he's just doing it because Chi-Chi needs him to get money for his family. It makes sense, and that kind of shows how good of a guy Goku is. He's doing something he obviously hates, but he does it because he knows that he has to make money, and that's kind of a cool little add-on to Goku's character. Everyone always kind of made fun of him for being like a deadbeat and stuff, and we get to see him doing something that he hates because he has to do it for his family. So it's kind of a cool little insight on Goku's character. But obviously he'd rather be training, he'd rather be fighting, and we get to see that little part of his new story for Goku. Then later on we get to see Beerus, and this is the one thing that a lot of people were kind of confused on when it came to Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super starts off after the defeat of Majin Buu and leads up to Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and then it's going to continue after the movies. So that's just one major thing that people are kind of confused on. And we get to see what happened with Beerus before his meeting with Goku, and it's kind of cool. And when it comes to Beerus, this is one thing that I got, man, I was just like, whoa, is we got to see Beerus, he's talking to these people and he's eating their best food that the chefs on that planet can make, and they're kind of just trying to appease him to see, so he won't destroy their planet. And he eats the food and he's like, it's pretty good. And then they're like, oh, they get all happy, but it's too greasy, so I'll only destroy half the planet. They're like, wait, what? And he barely taps the table with his finger, and he's so powerful that it blows up half the planet. That's just how strong he is. That's ridiculous. That's just like a small taste of his power. And it's crazy to know that Goku fought him up to 70% of his full power, but yet this guy can blow a whole planet in half just by merely tapping it with his finger. It's just ridiculous. And that's just one thing I really liked. And one thing I actually want to say that was really crazy about the manga is that they changed that one thing already with the manga. In the manga, I read the first chapter of Dragon Ball Super, and in the manga, instead of the food being too greasy, they actually tried to poison him. The people of that planet tried to poison him, and that's why he blows up the planet. I think he actually blew up the planet in that one. He didn't blow it in half. And it's just kind of weird that they would change that. I was kind of hoping they would keep it the same, but whatever reason they changed that. But yeah, so we got to see Beerus' power. That's really ridiculous, really awesome. I really like it. And then we got to see the whole thing with Hercule, and after he saved the world from Majin Buu, supposedly. Obviously we knew it's Goku, but we got to see that, and then he's over here claiming that his name is known throughout the whole galaxy or whole universe or whatever. And then Majin Buu comes in, they want to know who he is. He says it's his student from another galaxy or something crazy like that. And then later on we got to see more simple stuff like Goten and Trunks getting Videl a wedding gift. And we just got to see them fight a giant snake, and it's just simple stuff, nothing too crazy at the moment. And at the very end of the episode, we saw Hercule give Goku the prize money that he got for saving the world, which honestly I really liked a lot. That's actually one thing I really liked about what they did with Dragon Ball Super and on the whole situation with Hercule and all that. And in Dragon Ball like GT and stuff, we always saw was that Hercule got all the fame, he got all the everything, and Goku and like everyone else didn't get anything for saving the world or nothing. And it was kind of just sad to see that. I always kind of hated that about Hercule's character. You know, it's kind of annoyed me how he got all this fame and all this stuff and got all the money, and yet we know that Goku's family is like struggling for money, and yet he saved the world and not Hercule, and it's just kind of like, what the heck? That's just one thing that always kind of annoyed me about that. But I actually like that they did this in Dragon Ball Super, that they made it that Hercule gave him all that money. It was like 100 million Zeni or something like that. So Goku's money worries are just like thrown out the window, and he's able to go train with King Kai, and Chi Chi doesn't care what he does now because they're pretty much rich and can do whatever the heck they want. So that's one thing I really liked, that they did this for Goku's character and Hercule's character, because we know that, you know, Goku isn't like a supposedly deadbeat dad that people always like to hate on him and say that he is, and we get to see, you know, that his family's safe financially, which is kind of, I know it's something simple, it's just like money, whatever, who cares about that, but in my personal opinion, it always just annoyed me that Goku never got anything for saving the world, and now we actually got to see that for Goku, which personally makes me happy. So yeah, that's pretty much just the whole episode in a nutshell. We got to see, you know, Beerus's power. We got to see Goku finally get financially stable, and we just got to see a bunch of other cool things that happened at the very first episode of Dragon Ball Super. Overall, in my opinion, I really liked the episode. I really liked the opening for the series. I've heard a lot of people saying stuff like, "Oh, this show seems so boring. It's like, you know, it feels like filler and all this, etc., etc." And yeah, maybe the first part of the show is kind of filler. They add stuff in it to make it like have more part of a story, but overall I like it. It just seems simple, and honestly the one thing that people that I really think they should not be hating on it when it comes to it being quote-unquote like filler and quote-unquote boring is the fact that in Dragon Ball Z it didn't take until like episode 2 or episode 3 for Raditz to show up and have action. You know, at the beginning of the Dragon Ball Z, it took a few episodes. It was kind of just simple Goku meeting up with Bulma and Krillin and everyone on the island, and meeting Gohan and all that. So it's kind of simple and easy before it even got into the action. And actually, that's what I think Dragon Ball Super is doing. It's just kind of just leading it up to the action, being very simple and, you know, well going at first, and then eventually it's going to get all crazy and we get to see Goku fight crazy enemies and all that. So it's just something traditional for the series in my opinion. But overall, I really liked the episode, and yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about the first episode of Dragon Ball Super. If you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about this little series. I basically want to start reviewing every episode and talking about what I think about the series every single time a new episode comes out. If you guys are interested with this, if you guys like this idea for my channel, because I want to add more Dragon Ball related content on my channel, you know, definitely hit the like button and let me know if you guys like this idea. But for now, guys, thanks for watching and take it easy.